Hey Nick, we need a tagline for the podcast.
No.
Real life opinions. Movie reviews told by fans and not critics.
And his name is John Cena.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
No, Rock.
Yep.
The final boss. We'll go to the final boss.
He's the final boss.
The final boss.
It's weird him
the
referring
final
to himself as the final boss, but
Well, and it wasn't weird back when he's just referring to himself as The Rock. Like, you're gonna tell me that wasn't weird? Back
More
in the day?
weird when he did his interviews when he was on SmackDown and Raw.
I loved his interviews.
Well, no.
Especially with him and what's her
let me-
name?
Let me rephrase that. When he did those promos this past week,
Oh.
he was good guy. Then went back to
Oh yeah, the last. He's like,
promos,
oh,
good.
I love you in New Orleans. You syphilis, blah 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 blah. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like what the hell?
That was a jerk.
And even the press just said, you know that you're supposed to be this, but you went this, and then just fluctuated back and forth.
Well, he hyped up next year's WrestleMania in New Orleans, and of course they were in New Orleans, so they ate it up.
Yeah.
And then he went, yeah.
And they put
Crazy.
the number on it. Did you notice that?
They had it in this year too.
No, they don't.
It's on the card. It's a playing card.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying that someone said a while ago when Vince was in charge, he took the numbers out.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I know. This year's they got a number. Yeah.
Yeah,
They,
this one
they
didn't
had
have.
the number on last year.
40?
Yeah, it was like a Roman numeral.
Yeah, no, that's what we mean. Like the
But
actual
that's-
number.
But the actual number. When Vince was in charge, he took the numbers out, so it didn't, he didn't want to just say, hey, this is this year's, this is the number of years it's been. He just wanted to be like a symbol or the city name into the little box.
I
Next-
thought he always had the Roman numerals. I don't remember one where he didn't have the Roman numerals.
This year's doesn't. So
This doesn't. It says Vegas.
and it says 41 in one of the playing cards on the top of the logo.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but
weird.
I think of it now. Yeah, it's right.
So
They had to put 30 in last year. Like, it's the 30th one.
40.
40.
40 last. Yeah, that's wild to me. Like 40 for WrestleMania. I guess seems
And
crazy.
Philadelphia too. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, should we talk about what we're talking about tonight?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. What's up?
We're nobody knows this that we're a week late because last week's podcast is going to be a week late. So this podcast.
This one's going to be a really late podcast.
It's like, why'd you release two at once? Well, there's a funny story there.
Yeah, it happens from time to time, right?
It's been a while, but
Yeah. One of us was not feeling good for the day we were supposed to do podcast. But terrible.
damn it, Dan. And then we lost Laura today for not feeling good.
Yeah, it's running rampant through this town.
And there's something going around, right? It's
It's
really bad.
really bad.
Yeah, I hate to inform you. You guys are losing me next week too. I'm going to be in Banff.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be all about you.
No, working.
Well, really? Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not calling it in. We've already learned that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I was gonna say what kind of work? Work or work?
Well, I've got a bunch of seminars that I need to go to. So, there actually is some real working that I'm doing. But, well, no, there is some courses that I'm going to be going to and stuff. But,
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of work. I'm not going to be
It's
breaking my
vacation.
back. Let's just say that.
Well, that's like when I went to Niagara Falls for that one manager meeting with my one job. I was there for the weekend, and I only got probably 3 hours of personal out of the entire trip. So,
Oh, I'm going to get more than 3 hours personal.
yeah, no, that's... So that was the crazy part. I'd never been to Niagara Falls. But the cool thing is our hotel overlooked the falls, so we just go in the back terrace and you get wet from the falls. So it was... You might as well have had it as a vacation, but yeah.
Well, that's pretty dope.
That is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. That is dope.
So, we're doing Captain America Brave New World today, eh? We're doing something that's big in the theaters right now for a change.
Weird.
Is it really still new in the theaters?
He didn't say new, he said big.
Oh,
And
okay.
is it really still big in the
I was
theaters?
just gonna
It's the
say,
number
is it-
one movie in the world still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not as big as it was 3 weeks ago when we should have done it, but, hey, whatever. We're topical, okay? We're hip. We're with it.
We're a topical cream. We go on, but sometimes it takes a while.
So I gotta ask you guys
That's
this
it.
question. If Mike was here, me and him might actually be siding about this movie, but
Are you kidding me?
Was this movie necessary?
No.
No.
It legit. I don't know. The last time when I saw Corey, we were talking about it, and I just seen it. I didn't see it in the theaters. Just don't follow what I did.
Yes, you did.
I did see it, but
Yeah.
anyway, I did see the movie, and I did. We talked about it that day. I said it should have just been a Disney Plus series.
Yeah, it felt
really-
like it
it
should
felt
have
like
been
it,
a Disney
yeah.
Plus movie, right?
Yeah, it should have been that, but it's like, well,
There
it
has-
wasn't enough. It wasn't a movie that was necessary.
There are Disney Plus shows that should have been movies,
Yeah.
and there's been movies that should have been Disney Plus, and this is like,
Now this is one, and then
Well, like I said, the only thing with that is a Disney Plus series is like 6 hours of story. This movie could barely tell its story in 2 hours. So,
well, and it also rushed its story at the same time.
it really rushed the story. Like we didn't even get a good 3 or 5 minutes of the Red Hulk.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that was
But supposedly he's going to be in Thunderbolts now, so.
Well,
well.
does this movie make you care about it though? Oh, spoilers, by the way, for who hasn't seen it yet.
It's in the
Everybody
trailers.
knows it.
If
Yeah.
they
It's
should by
in the
now. If they
trailers.
don't, I am sorry.
Disney kind of like dropped the ball with the Red Hulk being a fucking mystery anyway.
I
right?
think they had to because there was zero in the trailer that drew anybody's attention before that.
Oh, I would have thought a black Captain America, that's all the draw you need, right?
Well, and especially it being Sam, right? Because Sam was Captain America. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there was a lot of different stories.
And you had to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier to like
Yeah.
know a lot of the
That's
stories.
literally pretty much the only thing except for Eternals that you had to see for this.
Yeah.
So,
And did you really need to watch Eternals for this?
well, just to know what the fuck that thing was in the ocean.
Well, a lot
So,
of people wouldn't have known if they haven't
Yeah.
watched that movie, right? What's this alien coming out of Earth? Oh, that's kind of cool. Is
Funny
there a
sto-
movie for that?
Funny story, Eternals should have been a Disney Plus.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Yep.
I think if Eternals was a Disney Plus and this was a Disney Plus, both of those properties would have been way better, right?
Yep.
I think this story could have been told in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to be perfectly honest.
really, right? Like season 2 or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
what this is. This is season 2 of Falcon
Yeah.
and the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
There was a lot, like you're saying, about like rushed and wasted and whatnot. Giancarlo Esposito was wasted.
Oh my God, was he ever?
And that's funny because
Yeah.
he's the one who took Seth Rollins' spot away.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's right.
Because Seth Rollins was supposed to be that character, and they filmed the scenes, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to be in this movie." Haha, just kidding. Cut.
Well, no, Seth had he was a different villain, wasn't he?
Well, say he was going to be not the same character,
No,
but the
yeah.
same action,
Action,
like
yeah.
what he was supposed to be
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, I think they just took Seth Rollins' action and they gave him to.
Yeah. Just
Esposito,
because he was
yeah.
more of a star power.
Well, like I said, wasted. Esposito is one of the greatest actors in Hollywood today. I think, like in terms of just being a good
Which
actor.
he is, and then
Yeah.
he did star in like TV shows too, and
Mm-hmm.
those Disney Pluses. Mandalorian, I guess, would be the one he played, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he was good in Mandalorian.
Yes, he was.
He could be
Moff Gideon.
such a good villain in the Marvel universe. Like, he feels like he feels like Crossbones.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
for, they didn't completely bastardize him.
Wow, they almost bastardized Crossbones.
No, they did. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Like, they did him dirty in Civil War.
oh yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they built him up so good in Winter Soldier. It's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be good next time we see Crossbones. It's gonna be good.
No.
No, I like that they didn't kill him either, so he can reoccur. So,
I'm losing faith they know what to do when they do that though. Like they kept the powder dry on the leader for this many years, and this was not that was not the way to bring out the leader. I don't think.
no, but I do like it was Tim Blake Nelson though.
I appreciate that as well.
Yeah. Harrison Ford with a mustache looked funny.
Yeah.
Just when they showed photos and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, I mean, William Hurt, he is not. So.
No.
I think Harrison Ford hurt this movie, and Harrison Ford's never heard a movie in his life, but I think, like, William Hurt was born for that fucking role. What they should have done like what they did with J. Jonah Jameson, and then gave it back to Sam Elliott instead of Harrison Ford. I think Sam Elliott,
that would have been a great one.
As Thunderbolt Ross, would have actually been better.
I didn't even think of that. Actually, that would have been really good.
What do you guys think of Harrison Ford in this?
I don't think Harrison Ford should have been in this one. I'm actually with you siding that. It should have been. I didn't even think about Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott would have been killer.
I know
he would have been a great replacement. He literally did look like the other guy pretty much too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, he played him in the old 3 Hulk, right? The old 3 or 2?
The Ang Lee one.
The Ang Lee one.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that.
Which, I know multiverse, all that jazz, but like, I don't know. Ford was the wrong actor to bring on for that.
He's been, I don't want to say going downhill, but he's definitely not been as big of a draw ever since Crystal Skull.
It's not even that Harrison Ford did anything wrong. I don't think. I think he was the wrong choice because Harrison Ford himself is too iconic. Yeah. And that role is also iconic. So, to replace William Hurt, I guess it felt wrong. Right?
Well, especially replacing him with an 81-year-old, who's not going to be able to, unless they plan on killing him off, not planning on carrying on that legacy forever. They've already recast it once, within this universe. So.
Who knows how many more MCU movies are going to be set in this universe, though, right?
Yeah. Well, they're saying Secret Wars is going to be a soft reboot. I'm okay with that, believe it or not. But all I can say is it's Secret Wars. I want black suit Spider-Man.
Ooh, that would be dope.
Because that is where it happened in the comics.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, they're obviously done with the Sony CU. So, right? So, now's the time to introduce, because I was talking to somebody yesterday when we were watching Elimination there. What's it called? Tobey Maguire needs 1 or 2 more movies before Miles Morales. He needs a couple storylines under his belt yet, and one of them should be Venom.
You think they're giving Tobey another movie?
I don't know. I don't think so personally, but
no, they're giving it to Tom Holland. Tom Holland's supposed to be scheduled to start shooting this summer.
Well, Spider-Man 4 is coming out, right, next year or whatever.
Yeah, they threw the timeline of how many Spider-Mans they're doing.
It's another 7. 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep hearing rumors of an Andrew Garfield one.
Well, that was, I think, because of No Way Home. It's like, I never got to fight an alien. So,
let's give Andrew Garfield his alien.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it would just be amazing. I don't want it to be Tom Hardy either. I love Tom Hardy, but he is not Eddie Brock to me.
Topher Grace, forever my Eddie Brock.
Oh, no. But, I want a good Venom story, not a convoluted, added after-the-fact character like Spider-Man 3. And I want, even if they just have the one movie with him and then have him as a side character like they've done with a lot of other characters, but just to have him with Tom Holland, and then after that, so it should be Secret War. What's first, Secret Wars or Spider-Man 4?
Spider-Man, it'll be Doomsday first.
Yeah, so then it'll be Spider-Man 4 will be before Secret Wars. So,
really? They're going to make a Spider-Man movie between Secret War and Doomsday?
Yep. So Spider-Man starts shooting this year,
to release
then next year they'll be released. So as well as Doomsday, Doomsday. And then right after Doomsday is done, Secret War kicks in.
Really? I am shocked they're doing a movie between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
But I can understand it, because it's like you're wanting to reset everything, right? Like you've got a lot of people out there that it's time, right? Like
I feel like that was a mistake made between Infinity War and
Endgame.
Endgame. Like, they shouldn't have released an Ant-Man movie between the two of them.
They shouldn't have, no.
Especially considering Ant-Man wasn't even part of the Infinity Saga, really, so.
No, well, Endgame he was, though.
Yeah.
Or are you talking the comic book?
No. In the movie, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know, but yeah, Doomsday and Spider-Man is next year.
So,
And then Secret Wars.
I think we're kind of shitting on this movie a little bit here.
A little
we
bit?
are,
A little bit?
A little bit, but it
It was entertaining.
was,
But, again, better as a series.
there wasn't.
Did you have any parts you liked in particular, Danny?
Me? Shit, oh. I
like the Falcon stuff, right? Was that stuff good by you guys? Like, not the Sam stuff.
No,
like
but the other Falcon guy.
the other Falcon.
well, yeah, that wasn't too bad. I don't know, I liked the Thinker.
My only issue with
You like the what?
The guy that was
Leader.
Leader, thank you.
Oh,
The Leader, my bad,
okay.
Thinker, my bad.
my only issue with Falcon was he was introduced in Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier, and barely, in my opinion. And then all of a sudden, this movie comes along, and he gets hurt, and you're supposed to feel bad. But I'm like, I don't know who this motherfucker is. So.
Well, I actually think they did a good job building him up. And, like, you seen him getting hurt, like, a mile away, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, you know.
I'm
like,
too tough. I don't need any more training and all this
Yeah.
stuff. So. That was a cliche waiting to happen. So.
Yeah, and he did. He got hurt.
I think that his character was actually done fairly good, though, to be perfectly honest. Like, I think it could have been executed better, but it could have also been a lot worse than what it ended up being, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I had zero attachment to the character, so the injury scene literally meant nothing to me. So.
Why the Leader for you, Daddy? Why was the Leader good for you?
Me? Just the way he manipulated everybody around. You know, like it's certain pieces here, him turning the general into a Red Hulk and stuff like that. I don't know, just the evil sinister to it kind of gave me like he's that classic villain, I guess, would have been.
You know, the only problem I had with the Leader, it kind of felt like to me that this was a bit of a retread of Civil War. Like, the Leader seemed very Baron Zemo-ish to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, like, oh, I'm pulling the strings from behind. Like, obviously, the Leader's not Baron Zemo, right? Like,
God,
he's a
no.
lot more smart, right?
Yeah.
But, I don't know,
I like Baron Zemo.
I'm not saying that as a knock against Baron Zemo. I really liked him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I thought he was pretty good in Civil War.
Yeah, I like that too.
But I kind of really felt like the Leader kind of was a very similar role.
I didn't think of that, but yeah, that's a good call.
Does it make you guys mad that this wasn't a Hulk film?
It did in a way, and it's,
Yeah.
Red Hulk and the Leader, right? Like, two of the Hulk's most iconic villains.
and
Yeah.
and a leader that was from a different movie. Mm-hmm.
From the Incredible Hulk, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And they glimpsed that. They did like a flashback of that Hulk too, where it was like, well, are you dishonoring the current Hulk
Yeah, well, that's
in that
it.
MCU?
The fact that everybody's pretty much turned their back on Mark Ruffalo now because they nerfed Hulk so badly.
Yeah.
But is this maybe meaning that we're going to get Incredible Hulk again, or is he still going to be stupid Professor Hulk?
I keep hearing rumors of a World War Hulk
Yes,
movie.
with all three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'd love to see a Eric Bana World Breaker Hulk. Like, I think that'd be so freaking cool. And like, I could see what's this pickle?
Norton?
Norton being like playing the Maestro. Is that how you say that? Maestro?
Yeah, Maestro, yeah.
Yeah. I
And
think fucking Norton would knock Maestro out of the fucking park if that's the way they're going with it.
And then Supreme Hulk or whatever his name, they're talking about Lou Ferrigno.
Really?
So
I heard that one too. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see Lou Ferrigno back as the Hulk. You know,
well, I can't imagine them doing 1970s Lou Ferrigno Hulk. It's just going to be Lou Ferrigno.
That would be cool to
He would
see.
be tiny.
you got CGI Hulk 7 foot, CGI Hulk 7 foot, CGI Hulk 7 foot, Lou Ferrigno.
I think it'd be really funny is if they got the shitty ass fucking CGI from Ang Lee Hulk and mixed in the world of like Edward Norton Hulk, which was really good. And then let's be honest, Mark Ruffalo Hulk looked the best.
Yeah.
He wasn't in terms of intimidating, but like computer generatedly speaking, he looked the best.
Thor Ragnarok Hulk. That's
Yeah.
That's peak Hulk right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of frightening to think that was the last time we really got a true Hulk.
And that was like fucking 2017.
Yeah, it's
That
getting
was
to
a
be
while ago. Yeah.
8 years ago.
Oh, crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
I guess aged 20 years saying that statement.
he's getting old.
I'm really glad that they did do something with the Celestial finally.
Yeah.
Like it's about frickin' time, right?
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
But
Sorry, I just thought of that Stan Lee end credit scene where he's with the Watchers.
oh yeah, and then I delivered the package, Tony Steak. Where are you guys going? I think that we're gonna get Watchers in Doomsday, eh?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Or we're gonna get the Utah in Fantastic Four. I could totally see that happening.
Well, there's talks now that Doom, RDJ Doom, is going to be in the end of Fantastic Four.
Like a end credit scene is what they're thinking?
Possibly, or finale scene, like but it would make more sense to be end credit. But either way, because obviously Doom is a massive, massive villain for the Fantastic Four. So
Yeah.
Does anyone... I hate this. I'm just like, if anyone can do the Fantastic Four correct, it's the MCU. And I look at the stuff that they've released, and I'm just like, this kind of doesn't look very good, guys. Like, I like Ben Grimm, and the rest of it doesn't look good.
my issue is they didn't gruff up Ben Grimm's voice, which didn't make a shred of sense to me, and they. I really think, I'm not a Pedro Pascal fan, and I really think his ego got in the way of him shaving, because he should be not have a mustache. I know he's had a beard, I know he's been clean shaven, but he looks terrible with just a mustache.
Yeah.
And I think that's Pedro Pascal who made that happen.
Yeah, I don't think Pedro Pascal is... When I heard that casting, I was just like, I'm not a huge fan. It's cool seeing Herbie, though.
Yeah.
And I know they're going to do... Like, do you remember you and me going to watch Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, Dan?
Yeah, I did remember that. Yeah.
Wow, you have known him for a long time.
We don't talk about this, Corey.
Yeah,
Jeez.
we've been friends since the 1900s.
Yeah. I told him to stop stealing that wagon, but I was like, that's okay. I'll grab that goat on the way by.
Jesus.
We don't talk about the goat anymore.
Did you have a friend that died of dysentery on the Oregon Trail?
I did, but we don't talk about that either.
No, what a way to go, dysentery, eh? So many friends lost.
See, I only had the thought that dysentery meant you died from having something shoved up your ass. And that was because of Pulp Fiction. So, yeah. When I was playing Oregon Trail as a kid, because I did play it as a kid, I'm like, oh, you died of dysentery. I'm like, oh, that sucks. I wonder what that is. And then, Pulp Fiction came out in 94, and it's like, yeah, your old man shoved it up his ass, and he died of dysentery. I'm like, that's how they died in Oregon Trail? What the fuck were they doing?
It gets cold and lonely on the Oregon Trail.
I used to play Oregon Trail and Where on the World is Carmen Sandiego on Mac computers.
I did that same
So-
thing too.
Not really Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, but I used to play Number Munchers.
I remember Number Munchers too,
that,
yeah.
That was cool too.
Core memory unlocked, right?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck rolled. Anyway.
So, there's what are some of the major problems with the movie, guys?
Pacing.
Yeah, the pacing's
It's horrible.
it's horrible, right?
It was horrible. And the story. Like, there was too many stories.
Yeah.
There was too many stories. You follow one, oh, here's another one. And then another one.
Well, like Thunderbolt's like he's getting shot in the White House. Oh, he's getting out of the hospital. Okay, he's flying to Japan. Okay, now he's flying out to the Celestial. Okay, he's back at the White House.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck is one person going like? He's just like boom, 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 all over the place. Like,
Is he flying there now?
right?
Superjet?
Like, I know he's the president of America, but like, it doesn't give you fucking superpowers.
I liked, the one thing I really liked, because, you know, for the Joe Blow who doesn't know who the Red Hulk is, I liked how they showed his clothes burning off.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty
So
cool.
it was a throwaway scene, but I loved it. So
Well, and they never really played on that very much.
no, nobody knows why that happened, but it happened. So for again the comic geeks, they're like, oh, that's cool. But for like I said, Joe Blow public, yeah,
Was the fight any good in your guys' opinions?
it was okay. I didn't like how he was able to cut the Hulk's back with his wings.
Well, his wings were vibranium.
I guess, but anyway.
Like, that's the only thing that made sense. Like, they established that they were a gift from the Wakandans.
Yeah.
You're gonna be Captain America, and you're gonna take all your weaponry from like another country.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Does that not bug
Yeah.
anybody else?
Wait,
I mean, that's what America stands for, is stealing everyone else's resources.
right? Yeah, well, yeah.
America used to take slaves from this country that's giving me wings, and I'm going to be their symbol of America. Yes.
See-
This makes sense.
I liked how, of course, the MCU did not introduce adamantium because they didn't have the rights to it, and so they introduced vibranium. Captain America's shield was always made of adamantium in the comics.
It got so convoluted because I think they retconned that, eh?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think they retconned it to vibranium later. Actually,
Well-
I think it was just a shield to begin with at one point.
I don't even remember when Black Panther first came out, so yeah, it's possible. So
Black Panther, it was one of the early Fantastic Four. Like, early Fantastic Four, the first 30 issues or something like that.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was Captain America.
That was honestly, yeah. It wasn't.
Isaiah Bradley, did they do him dirty?
They did, yes. Should have been a little more of a story.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes and no. What they did with him was good, but they could have been a lot more.
Yeah.
So
That one they should have played that as a TV series.
well, he
yeah.
was in the TV series.
Well, yeah,
so-
but it wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
it, right? Like it was more of salmon and.
He was still pretty badass, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like what they did with that character in this movie. And like they just have like this random Black Widow secretary like talking like our fucking Black Widow's just coming out of the woodwork now. Just like we had one Black Widow for like a dozen years, and now all of a sudden there's 50 million Black Widows.
Watch the Black Widow movie and then you'll understand why.
Well, oh, is it because they blew up the red room?
Yep.
Oh.
And now they're all available to go anywhere, right?
Okay, I guess
They're
that
free
makes
lads,
sense.
right? Like if you watch the ending of that, if you have watched it, if anyone's watched that, in the very ending, it literally they all are now can do what they need to. Like they can be private killers, right? Like they're free.
I loved reading. It's like, you know, I've seen MMA for years now. There's no way a 4-foot, 120-pound girl, no matter how skilled she is going to take out 2 6-foot, 250-pound guys that easily.
She's tiny.
She is like the size of a feather. So And she was kind of ugly, but whatever.
Wow.
Hey, I always call it the hot girls. Might as well spread the love around.
I actually
Should have been a bit prettier one, right? Yeah, I kind of thought that too.
Yeah, she's definitely no Scarlett Johansson, that's for sure.
No.
Or yeah, or her sister.
Yeah, Florence
Scarlett
Pugh's
Johansson's
pretty.
got a sister?
No, Florence Pugh as in.
Florence Pugh
Oh,
and
yeah.
Black Widow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Florence Pugh's a, you know,
she's a pretty lady.
Yeah, she
she's
is.
an attractive young lady. Yes.
Yes, Totally forgot her name now.
Florence Pugh.
The
Oh,
character.
Elena.
Yeah, Elena. Yeah,
Oliva.
yeah.
It's funny in the comics that I read that Black Widow comic that introduced Yelena. Later on in Black Widow, they wrote her off by saying, "Oh yeah, she decided to become an underwear model." It's like, how come Yelena's not here? Oh, she's an underwear model now. Okay.
Okey-doke.
Trained killer, now underwear model.
I guess you shouldn't hit on her then, hey?
Yeah, right.
What's it called? Unrelated, am so excited for Daredevil.
Oh yeah.
That does look good.
Yeah.
Tuesday, right?
Is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
I thought it's the 4th. It comes out. Tuesday?
Maybe. I'll look and I'll see. Not right now because I'm sitting and I'm comfy.
You
Yeah,
think
me too.
Spider-Man's showing up?
They do definitely need more interaction between Matt and Peter. So yeah,
I want to see Kingpin and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's what I want
Oh
to see.
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Because, like, to me, I know Kingpin now is, like, associated with Daredevil, but for me, Kingpin's always been a Spider-Man villain, right? And we only got him the one time in the Miles Morales movies. He's never, ever shown up in any other Spider-Man movie, right?
no.
No.
I want to see Kingpin in Spider-Man interaction. Plus, I also want to see Spider-Man and Punisher, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, even Daredevil and Punisher, right? Like that whole little circle is so tight in the comics. I don't think they need to, like how they introduced Daredevil and Punisher as being like at first fighting each other. I don't think they need to do that with Spider-Man. I think he just needs to be in there. So
Oh, I can see the Punisher hunting down Spider-Man right off the bat.
you think?
Though I guess this wouldn't be the time to do that, right?
Just as long as, and if Spider-Man 4 does it too, just as long as he's back to being friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Because Space Spider-Man is over and done with and should never have had in the first place. So
Well, everyone doesn't know who he is anymore, so he's
Yeah.
Spider-Man now.
yeah.
Or
So,
if anybody's not watched that movie, I'm sorry if I spoiled that.
Oh, by the way, yeah.
Yeah, we spoiled that 4-year-old movie.
Yeah, you
You
jerk.
never know. There's some people who haven't seen it.
They're not listening to this podcast.
Someone's got
Well,
to listen to the
shit.
podcast before we have someone gets spoiled by something.
It's a good thing we actually enjoy hearing our own voices because we really are doing this just for ourselves.
Oh, yes.
So,
A year and a half in, still no listeners. Almost 2 years.
yeah.
Yeah, we're still coming up on our 100th episode, eh?
Yeah, this is 95 or 6, I think so.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm
in a
picking
few
the 100th
months?
one. I've already got it picked. Sorry, fuck you guys.
All right.
But I guess we could get into final thoughts on this kind of, I don't want to call it turd, but it's definitely, am I safe to say this is the worst MCU movie they've put out so far?
No.
No.
What's worse?
Eternals.
Eternals, yeah.
I actually think Eternals is like it's a good movie. It's just long and should have been a series,
Yeah.
right? I think there's more good in Eternals than there's good in this one, or at least I think it's structured better anyway.
Well, that was back when they had structure. So.
Yeah, this movie's like, I don't want to call it chaotic, but it's definitely kind of a little bit all over the
Convoluted.
fucking place.
Yeah.
And they just stamped it together. I'll put that there. That looks good.
Well, this movie went through reshoot hell, right?
It did.
Like, remember, it was going to be called New World Order. Then they had to change it because it was too topical and offensive. And
Oh
so,
man, like I thought they were going to lean in really heavy into the Donald Trump isms
Yeah. I think the reason they didn't is because of afraid of what he would do. I don't know. So
Or what's he gonna do over a movie, right?
piss and moan because he does that well.
Yeah, I guess. But like it looked like the first couple scenes you see in the Thunderbolt, and it's like, ooh, it's gonna be like Donald Trump here, ooh, and then they just kind of like abandoned that, which I would have been. I don't know. It was kind of annoying when they were doing it. Like, not that Donald Trump isn't ripe for mocking and everything like that, but it just kind of, I don't know. I didn't think they were doing a good job of it, right? So,
Well, there's certain things that are just considered low-hanging fruit, right? So
well, every politician should be fair game for satire, but
yeah.
it it felt kind of weird and out of place, right? Man, I think they dropped the ball so heavy with the Red Hulk.
They did. Yeah.
But they're not done with him, at least, right? Thankfully, he wasn't a throwaway character. So
Yeah, I don't know.
that said, will he be past the Thunderbolts? Probably not. But I would like to see him against Incredible Hulk. But I'm not holding my breath. So
They had good symmetry with Sam talking to him in the raft. Like, I do like that story coming full circle. Because this really, it felt like a bad mashup of Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War, right? Like, it felt like they were trying to take ideas from Winter Soldier and ideas from, oh my God, why can't I say the word Civil War? And
You just did.
Like, there was definitely some stuff from Civil War sprinkled in here, right? They tried really hard to do the spy espionage, and I don't know what's.
didn't they allude to the Accords in this movie at
They
one point?
did, yeah.
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Accords were dissolved by Thunderbolt, I think, something like that.
No, I don't think the Accords were absolved.
I can't remember when it was. I just remember he had something to do with the Accords afterwards. So
Yeah, because I think it's when Ross said, let's reassemble the Avengers. And then I think Sam's retort was, are we going to be still abiding by the Accords?
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I knew it was mentioned. I just couldn't remember the scene anymore.
They never really explain in Endgame what the Accords do to the Avengers in that time period, eh? Like, it'd be interesting to see some real fallout from the Accords, but that was just kind of like, we put it in this one storyline and then it's done with, right?
I think it tied their hands. They couldn't go and do what they used to do.
Yeah, they really handcuffed the storytelling, right?
Yeah.
Well, the comic was so grossly different. Like, the comic was about every hero must reveal himself. And Spider-Man was the first person to say, I'm Peter Parker. That was the comics.
Yeah.
This one, Spider-Man wasn't even a part of it hardly, aside from just joining the fight. And, there was nothing to do really with identities in it, so...
Yeah, there was no evil Hulk clone, that's for sure. No, okay. What genre is this movie? Don't all speak up at once.
Comedy. No, just kidding.
It's comedy?
No, it's action.
Is it action?
It is action.
It's action.
I mean, albeit 15 minutes of action, but action.
Yeah, a bit of action in there.
It's not drama?
It's not quite drama.
No.
It's not dramatic enough to be drama.
If you're gonna go by the drama part, are you gonna go with his friend in the hospital? That's the only drama was there.
No, there was like the brainwashing stuff, and there was some good drama with like the tension built up with the Hulk. He's gonna lose control or not, and there was the Betty storyline. I think there was some drama, elements. I almost have a hard time saying this is action because I feel like it wasn't very action heavy. Like, I feel like it needed to have more in it, don't you guys?
Action slash drama.
Well, we're not doing slash, right? We've never done.
It's a horror.
Yes, it's a horror. This movie was horrific.
Unrelated. Liv Tyler. Anyway.
Yeah, and she like guessed at the end there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she had her voice that one scene too when he's talking on the phone to her, but yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I was like, they better have her, not just a voice.
I thought that was so poorly done, like oh my Betty, let's go walk in the
Oh, yeah.
the
The
whatever
orchards.
The cherry
blossoms, that's what it
we
was.
gotta go walk in the cherry blossoms. Like he said that like 5 fucking times in the movie. He's like, okay, we get it. You fucking like blowing through cherry blossoms with your daughter. Like, fuck.
And that's where he fought too.
Yeah. Yeah. Becoming president of America wasn't good enough to gain the respect of my daughter. No, I guess not. I'm going to argue drama, okay, guys?
Okay.
Though it easily fits into action. So.
I will not argue your argument, so.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, just action.
I'm going to ask for final thoughts here, okay, guys?
Okay.
I'm going to go with you, Daddy, first. You okay with that?
Final thoughts? All right.
Yeah, what's your final thought on
What's my
Brave New World?
final thoughts of this Captain America? Well, it was not too bad of a movie. It's not going to be one of the top movies that I've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, it's about all I got. It's not the...
It's well thought out.
It really is.
You have a delightful way of words, Daddy. You
I
are just
do,
a
right?
wordsmith.
It's not really... It was not a bad movie. That's all I got. It's not...
Corey, your final thoughts?
Wait. What's your number?
Oh, my number? Ooh, yeah. 3.
Out of?
5.
Just checking. Out of 20. Anyway.
3 out of 20.
It should have been that.
It was entertaining enough. Again, I agree, should have been a series. But then, like I said, I feel in 6 hours they would have drug out a little too much. But there was no fault to anybody's performances to speak of. I think it was, again, the pacing, because even the writing was okay, but then the pacing either blew a good story or didn't explain enough a good story. And so definitely that was the biggest weakness of it. Harrison Ford as Red Hulk, sure. There could have been worse choices. So Sam Elliott would have been an interesting touch for sure, but he's not really menacing though, and so I know
Sam Elliott?
Yeah, he commands respect without being menacing, if that makes sense.
Hey,
Oh,
man,
just by a look. Okay.
I don't know if you guys ever watched The Ranch, but I basically grew up with the Sam Elliott character in my household, and that fucking man will fucking make you shit bricks, okay? Like, the character from The Ranch, if he's your dad, you are like quivering in your boots your entire lifetime.
Okay. I haven't seen a lot of Sam Elliott's movies simply because I don't do what's it called, like those types of movies like westerns and whatnot, and so I've missed a lot of his stuff. Sadly for me, when I think of Sam Elliott, I think of Ghost Rider. So yeah, but a lot of his other stuff I just haven't seen. So, but every time I have seen him, it's been amazing. So there's that. Anyway, overall, would I watch it again? Yeah, on Disney Plus. I wouldn't spend money again afterwards. I have no problems having spent money to see it, but
For you.
yeah, I'm gonna probably agree with Daniel. 3 out of 5.
See, I was wavering if this was going to get a Crystal Skull rating. I was really wavering. There was a lot I didn't like about this movie. But, there's a lot of, I agree with a lot of like the good storyline. There was a good story written in there. I think there was poor execution of it, right? I think there was good actors. Like, you know, I really came around on Sam as Captain America. I really didn't like that white suit that he first introduced, but in this one, the suit worked for me, right? And I really think he has taken that mantle of Captain America and really made him his own, which I actually really liked about this movie, right? But there was so much other stuff I didn't like. You know, and we talked about it to death. It should have been a Disney Plus. Like, I think if you would have had some time to build this, you know, it would have been great. But I think Falcon and Winter Soldier did so good that they're going to say, oh, we're going to give Sam his own movie now, right? Because they just kind of felt like they did him dirty. I'm going to give it, yes, a Temple of Doom. I'm wavering if that's too high of a rating, but like, it was solid enough to think I can justify that rating. There was enough to enjoy it.
That's a solid 60, so yeah. It's 3 out of 5 is 60% too, so.
Yeah. When you say it like 60, it sounds like too much.
It does a bit, yeah, it does.
And when you say it like that, it feels like, oh.
So Crystal Skull with a half of Temple.
I don't think it quite deserves the Crystal Skull moniker. I don't think it's that terrible that it deserves it. It's close though. It's close.
That's why you got the half of Temple to put in it.
You don't try to talk me into my rating, Corey. Trying to ease me into something here. No. What do we think of the end credits?
I forgot the end credits.
Yeah, I think it's, oh, they're coming with the leader.
Oh,
yeah.
It was like the worst fucking...
There's something coming that's much worse.
I've done the numbers, I know they're coming, right?
Yeah, something worse is coming.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just...
It's like the vaguest anticipation scene ever.
I'm sticking with my Temple of Doom. I can't budge from it because there was enough to like about it that I can live there. Okay?
Okay.
And if you've seen the movie, Bucky is in this movie too.
For like 10 seconds.
And
You gotta love the humor they had too.
he's
back
running
and
as a
forth.
senator? Like,
Yeah,
does that
was.
make any sense?
No, that does not make sense.
Like, he looks like he's the bad guy in Thunderbolts coming up, or sort of the bad guy.
Sort of bad guy.
Like, do you think running around as a super soldier is really good if you're going to be running for Senate?
Yeah, just as long as they don't, play those words again.
Which words?
It's trigger words.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just like the music in this movie.
That's Baron Zemo right there, right? Like, that's what that reminded me of. Or, like, Winter Soldier. Like, it felt very rehashed of those two movies. Oh. Anyway, now we got to talk about what I really want to talk about. Elimination Chamber last night, guys. I can't believe John Cena turned heel. Guys.
Turned C?
Turned seal. I was
Turned
gonna,
C.
Yeah,
I was
I
kiss
heard
from
that.
Rose, but
So close.
yeah, he's a weird looking guy. But yeah, can you believe it's after? How long's it been since Cena hasn't turned heel?
17...
20 years.
Is it? Yeah.
20 years, yeah.
No one's been a good guy for that long, except for maybe Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, sounds like he might not be coming back.
Rey Mysterio?
Yeah,
That's sad.
that is sad.
But
But
didn't he kind of get a farewell match with Dominic though?
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Like, I'm sure that's how he wanted to go out, was like wrestling his kid.
Yeah.
I liked what they were saying last night about how Dominic will be the next Eddie Guerrero. He's just got to finish this heel story.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's already there. Like, he is like a total rehash of heel Eddie Guerrero.
But Eddie Guerrero was funny, and that's part of Eddie Guerrero's charm. Dominic is only funny because of the story, not because of him.
But the fans
So-
are like slowly siding with him, if you notice it.
Well,
They're
they've
not-
embraced the ridiculousness of it all.
Exactly. They're not
So-
doing him as much as they used to, right? Like
Yeah.
he is getting into that where I think when he does finish the storyline with the Judgment Day,
Right.
he'll really embark really
I want to
good out
see him throw the chair to the opponent, and the ref wakes up. And
there. Yeah, that'd be
frick, I was watching last night. I'm like, God damn it, I miss Eddie.
I was listening to an interview with Chava Guerrero, and it kind of made me mad about that kind of stuff. Because Chava was just like, oh yeah, they gave Rey Mysterio all this, do it for Eddie, do it for Eddie. Like, I was his fucking brother, and you guys didn't fucking give me nothing, right? Like, and I think the Guerreros are actually kind of insulted of all this stuff that wrestlers do in Eddie's name. Because, like, you know, there's Guerreros still wrestling out there, right? So why don't you treat those Guerreros with that kind of respect? Like,
Take it up with your promoter.
Yeah, to
Take it up with your promoter.
well, Chavo walked out of AEW, right? Like, you know, he was in it for a hot minute and walked out. Vince did nothing, right? And these promoters, they're not going to stop, right? The wrestlers are going to want to do it,
Yeah.
you know, and they're going to keep it up because it sells reminiscing these dead people that, you know, you can't do nothing about.
It's like AEW doing more to memorialize, big word, Owen Hart.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I was thinking of Owen Hart that whole
yeah.
Yeah.
But Owen Hart, that's got the blessing of his widow. So, like, that's a little different. She's there. She says, "No, I'm good."
Well, and
Vicky Guerrero, she does not want this. Right?
she's a very bitter lady.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, she really is.
But
If she didn't want it, she could have said something, right? Like it's.
well, it
She
was-
could go and say, "Hey, this is not what I want. Why are you guys doing it?" And they probably would have stopped.
Who's to say that she hasn't said that though, right? Like,
Well,
Vince McMahon's kind of fucked in the head. Like, he wanted to
Vince
marry
is
his
not.
own daughter.
Vince is not there anymore. He doesn't have power anymore.
Well, this is
He stepped
true.
down. He is no longer in that.
Yeah.
I think it's too late now with, like, Dominic, for example, because
Oh yeah.
he's
It's-
committed
yeah.
to that character. You can't change it now. No. So,
You think Ray's mad at Paul about that? You think Ray's just like, man, he tries to pretend like he's Eddie more than he tries to pretend like
no, that
No,
was
they-
that was planned.
That was planned. They
Yeah.
they interviewed Ray for that. Like they just had interviews with other people, and he's like, "I'm happy where he's at." 'Cause
Yeah.
He even stated in an interview, he's like, "I wanted him to be a good guy."
Uh-huh.
Going through, and his mom's like, "He's not a good guy. You can tell he's not a good guy. We're actually happy that he's gone that route." And then Ray responds and says to his wife, "You're right. He really suits that. That is actually his demeanor, and that's good for him." And he said it's best for him to branch out in that way instead of him, right? Like it's got to be like every time you walk into arena, your last name is a Mysterio. That's got to be like really heavy. You got to run your own gauntlet to it, right? Like it's
He'll carry on the Mysterio name for
he
sure.
will. Like it's
Hey, I feel like Dominic and The Rock had very similar trajectories. Like, do you guys remember when The Rock came out
Yeah.
as Rocky Johnson?
Rocky
Yeah.
Maivia.
Rocky Maivia.
Rocky Maivia. Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
took
Rocky
took
Johnson
both.
was his dad.
Yeah, his dad and his grandpa's name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and everybody fucking hated him, right? Like,
Yeah.
Rock was not a good baby.
And then the whole nation nomination
Yeah,
thing.
then they put
and-
him in Nations. Yeah, they put him in
Yeah.
Nations, and then he grew out of that.
I remember Dominic as a baby face with Ray, and I was like, I fucking can't stand this kid. Like, he
No, it was very
face.
nepotism at that point.
Yep.
But then he did the work, he did the training, he did everything he needed to do to stand out as his own character now.
Oh, he's
And he does shows. Like it's funny. They interviewed him a while ago, and they asked him. He said, "You do all the shows like they used to do back in the day. You did the events. You do all these." And he said, "Yeah, all the old wrestlers tell me I'm not supposed to do that. You have it easy. No, I want to make it in. I want to be part of you guys. I want to be here all the time." Right? Like he's trying to do the work, trying to have the respect.
I think he's one of the few naturally brought up wrestlers that they've had that's really actually succeeded.
Yep.
Like, you watched an Elimination Chamber last night. Man, Drew McIntyre's been around 15 years.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins been around 10, 12 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, the only name they had in there that was fresh, it wasn't like CM Punk or John Cena, was
Logan
Paul. And,
Yeah.
like, Logan Paul's a fucking YouTuber. Like, get him the fuck out of the WWE.
Maybe, but he's put the work in. He is freaking talented in the ring. He's talented on the mic. He's everything a wrestler in WWE needs to be.
It's a no.
But I can't stand him either, but he's good.
Part-timer, that's the shitty part. He wants to say he's a full-timer, but he's a part-timer.
You know, Logan Paul might be the best heel in WWE right now, and it fucking pisses me off.
No, I love WWE Logan Paul. I hate influencer Logan Paul.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, and he plays into it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking plays into it so good. Oh.
Hey, yeah.
Like,
If he keeps it up, though, he's not going to be able to go to any road shows because he's going to get banned from every country.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Okay.
that chamber was good. They all had it out for each other, didn't they? Did you see that, the men's? They all had beef for each other.
Yeah, the men's chamber was great.
That men's chamber was really good. They all had beef. Like, one eliminates the other one eliminates the other. And even the announcers, it's funny because they said even when Seth threw John through the wall, it's like you could have eliminated him first and then had Punk. But you're greed and you're wanting to get rid of Punk.
Unrelated, Naomi freaking getting her head smashed in by the sliding door by Jade.
That was so shocking.
Right?
I'm just like, did I miss something in storyline? Like,
Well, they're saying now it might have been Naomi who attacked her and not
Liv Morgan?
Liv like they thought. So,
Wait, I thought
and that's why she went right for her.
Liv.
No, they had it in video that Liv was in the area.
Liv and Raquel were in the area.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Heel Jade's good. Like, you can keep Jade heel, right?
If only she was a better, I guess, ring presence or whatever, mic presence, because I liked the rumor of like, oh, what about Jade Cargill for play Storm?
I don't think she's got the acting.
No, that's the problem. But she's got the look she could pull off. So,
She's got the look, I guess.
but unfortunately, Marvel is a little concerned with. They make sure they have people who can pull it off too.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if you need somebody with that physique to be Storm. Like,
yeah, 'cause she's not a powerhouse to speak of, but she is too at the same time. So,
well, she's a powerhouse for a different reason.
yeah.
Like, she's got the facial stuff to be Storm, right? But, and you know, I didn't like Halle Berry as Storm. You guys? I thought that was a weird.
I liked her character, but she was not Comic Storm.
No.
So,
Yeah, I do like Halle Berry's performance as Storm, I guess, but like, I don't know, Halle Berry's too. Oh, what's the term I'm looking for? Halle Berry's too. I had it on the tip of my tongue there.
Not the right character for it, right actress
Well-
for it.
Not fragile, but something along the terms of fragile. Like, she's too. It's right there, the word I want. But she wasn't strong enough, right? So
well, Storm was a huge leader of the X-Men, right?
Yeah.
So, her and Scott led the X-Men.
Yeah.
So,
Halle Berry's got more of a frailness to her presence, right? Like, not that she can't play a strong character, but like, there's a frail humanity when Halle Berry plays somebody that wasn't in Storm, right? Does that make any
I
sense?
see what you mean. She played those.
I'm saying it wrong.
She's
I'm not
played.
saying
Yeah,
what I want.
she played characters that were more like more where she was more timid instead of being that strong.
oh, this
Yeah,
is the,
Halle
female.
Berry's like timid is the word I'm looking for. She's too
She's more
timid. Not that she played Storm timidly. She just comes off as timid,
yeah.
right? And Storm never ever came off timid.
this is like my Joker argument all over again. Heath Ledger, great character, did it perfectly, but he was not the Joker.
And yet he's going to be remembered as the greatest performance of the Joker of all time.
More by people who were that age when that movie came out type thing.
I think he's going to go down as history as the greatest performance of the Joker. I really do.
Yeah, if only he was actually the Joker.
But I feel like, yeah.
They rewrote the comics to be Heath Ledger's Joker, but he was not the comics Joker before that. Like Brian Azzarello's Joker, which was essentially Heath Ledger, was done because of the movie. So
Mark Hamill will forever be the perfect Joker.
yeah, Mark Hamill's pretty great.
But I think it's time to wrap this up, guys.
All right. Anything new going on with you?
Oh, well, building fires this week with Scouts, so that's fun. Laura, we got to say hi to you. Hope we are feeling better. You know, I was battling illness this week. Daddy, you were battling illness last week, right?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I'm just saying, I feel like $1 million, so, you know, you all suck.
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time calling it sick.
Yeah, right.
Your boss is going to be a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. That said, I'm going to the Oilers-Montreal game next week, so.
Oh, nice.
Actually, it's this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which night?
Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah.
One of the boys watching the store?
No. Well, I'm gonna see if I can get whoever to cover. Come in at like 4:30 and just work till 6 for me. Whoever it may be, because I'm going with Andrew. So Steven can come. If he walks from school after school, he gets to the store at 4. So, and then he can get picked up. So.
Do you want to make your big announcement yet, or are you going to hold off on that?
I'm going to hold off. Hoping next week I can do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to market the shit of it once I'm confident. So.
Big news coming to the database here soon. So.
All right, Danny, how about you? What's going on? How's life? How are things?
Well, so we're trying to get rid of this fucking cold. Otherwise, no, nothing really exciting.
Still handling your meat on the daily?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nobody handles me the way you do, Daddy. Nobody.
Yeah, no, just waiting for holidays now.
That sushi bar you guys have at Superstore,
It's
Yeah.
so good.
I haven't tried it yet.
I have, like, repeatedly.
Yeah, Corey's there. I see him over there.
I explained to Nick today, like, we made supper. Nick got home from work. Nick's working with Daddy. This is not, you guys obviously know that. And I'm just like, oh, he came home right at supper. Hey, Nick, you want some supper? Oh, no, I ate at the store. You had sushi, didn't you? Yep. You know, you're only making like $15 an hour, right? Yep. So that's like $10 an hour after tax, right? Yep. So how much that sushi cost you? $10. So basically, you worked an hour for free.
Worth
I don't
it.
want to talk to you, Dad.
Worth it, just saying.
Worth it. Worth it.
No,
It's so good.
I think it's a ploy. Like, okay, we're going to have people work for us, and then we're going to make all our money.
If I worked there, it would be not good. It would probably be every single day, so.
It is every single day.
It's not quite every single day.
Not for
They don't have a big enough selection for me to go there every single day, but when I do have it, it's amazing, so.
You tried their spicy one? Their volcano one?
Not yet.
Ghost pepper?
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, the ghost pepper one I tried.
Oh, have you? What
Yeah,
was that?
it was all right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of dynamite rolls, and I'm a big fan of salmon, and I'm a big fan of tuna, which they don't have really any tuna so much, but
They have tuna when I'm there.
yeah, I always go later in the day, so everything's
Yeah,
gone, so.
no, I'm there.
Yeah.
Go for lunch. Like, oh, look, tuna. Oh, look, tuna.
Tuna's funny because tuna looks like human flesh, so.
It really does. I saw
so
that the other day.
and it's got the texture of it too,
I was like, ooh.
but it's so good.
Jeff's like, I hate you both.
Okay.
Just like never eating tuna, got it.
Well, like, I'm an old farm boy. I've seen human flesh, cow flesh, pig flesh, chicken flesh. I eat it all.
Don't knock until you try it, I guess.
Like, do you guys know what the smell of burning human flesh is? I do.
buttons. Crickets.
Okay, with that, we're done.
All right, and Jeff was with us this whole time tonight, just so you know. So
Yep.
Yeah, any charred bodies, yeah, it's not me.
all right, have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
Is that it?